Hey everybody, Spy4360 here. I need to not be in that menu for the intro. I stream bi-daily at these links, so if you'd like to check that out, come say hi. And we've got a squad. So if you'd like to join the squad, here is our squad. I like to hunt with people on stream, so if you'd like to join me on stream, just join this code right here. And we'll get some games in together. Now onto the video. I want to talk about is elemental damage worth it? It's not. There's a lot of math that goes into that. If you just want to click off the video, that's totally valid. But let's get into it. Also, with this build that I have, I end up hitting 100% crit chance, so you don't want to do all affinity for your elemental weapons. You want to do 3 attacks. So all of your elemental, Arshan equipment, or not elemental, all of your affinity Arshan equipment, is literally useless. Throw it away. So I was trying to make a good elemental weapon, and I ran out of materials. As you can see, I don't have any more ice blades, affinity, or damage, or not damage, affinity or attack, right? But basically, this puts it. If you max everything out and you get max rolls on everything, you end up with 430 of your respective element, right? Plus an elemental file, which will add your element a second time when you're amped. So, I did some quick maths for you guys. Or not quick, it actually took me a little bit. Let me show you my equipment. Actually, let's actually change our equipment. So, really quick, let's just go into, Blaze Crit Element, right? Let's say you're using a Fire Switch Axe. As you can see, Fire 3 deals an additional 60 bonus fire damage and 20% bonus fire attack. And then Crit Element is actually bugged. I'm going to leave a link to a Reddit post below of people like hashing out numbers and stuff. But Crit Element adds literally 1% of crit damage to your crits. Somebody was using dual swords, which is actually a really good elemental weapon, and you should be using elemental weapon over raw for switch axe. But crit or critical element just doesn't work at all. So I mean, it works a little bit, but it's bugged, right? I'm not going to be including it in the calculations because it's like a 1% TPS increase. But yeah, let's bust out the calculator and show you how much damage we're doing, right? So let me actually show you what I'm working with. Okay. So we got a calculator. As I said, you have 430. Oops, not 4,300. That'd be nuts. 430 elemental damage with a max roll Arshan weapon. That's 3 of the same element and then 5 of the funny rolls. And you get a elemental for all of those rolls, right? You'd end up with 430 elemental attack. Plus, we add the 20% and the 60. It's actually 60 and then 20%. So we add 60, and then we multiply it by 1.2. You get 588. And we're actually going to do all the other calculations before these next set of calculations, right? So let's go to... I've got all the math for the hit, or not the hit zones, but the motion values for Switch Axe, so we can compare these, right? But for right now, we're just going to look at sharpness. Sharpness, elemental damage multipliers, it says needs confirmation, but somebody confirmed it also on Reddit. It's a 1.15 ratio for white sharpness, and the Arshan weapon gives you 10 hits of white sharpness, so we're just going to go off of 1.15 for the highest possible damage numbers, right? So we multiply this by 1.15. And I'm pretty sure that's it. The only thing we have to worry about next is the actual hit zones of a monster. And I've compiled all of the end game monsters. So we've got Gormagala, Jindahad, Raydao, Uthduna, New Udra, and Arkveld, right? But before we do this, your elemental value gets divided by 10. So we're just going to multiply that by 0.1 to get 67.62. And this gets rounded, I'm pretty sure, at the end of the calculation. So yeah, we're gonna do that at the end. We're gonna round it up or down, right? So we're looking at Gormagala, right? Gormagala is weak to fire and dragon. He has a 25 hit zone for dragon. And actually, his hit zones everywhere else are a lot lower for dragon than they are fire. So I think you want to use fire over dragon. Yeah, because fire across the board is like 10, 15, 20, and then dragon's like 5 or 10. Yeah. But he does have 25 on his antennas, which is like a fifth of the fight, right? So let's just go off of 20 for this guy, right? Oh, also, we're using Switch Axe specifically because I want to do the math to see if Elemental or Raw is better for Switch Axe, right? So let's also multiply this for 2 to say that you're amped, right? So you're getting the initial Elemental hit, and then you're getting the second Elemental pop, right? So if you're hitting his head... Oh, wow, his right foreleg actually has... Oh, wait, that's with wounds. Damn. Yeah, there's nothing that has consistent 20s for fire. So it's all 15. Yeah, let's multiply this by 0.15. Every hit, you're dealing an additional 20 damage. Which... It's not cutting it. Just as an example, your file burst, which is always calculated without sharpness, it just does the motion value. There's an extra 9, and then with raw, I'm pretty sure it brings it up to 25, right? And we can actually check that. But yeah, your power file is doing like 25 on your extra pops. And then just having higher raw is going to be better for the extra pops and just damage overall. Because we're talking about 255 raw versus like 220. I know, 250 versus 220. Yeah. Because it's an extra 30. If you're using all attack as the baselines, and then like you get 5 attack rolls versus you get 5 elemental rolls. And then it's extra 25. I'm sorry, I'm bad at math. But yeah, it's an extra 25 raw. Using a power file is just going to give you more raw on your file hints. Okay. So I'm doing 35 on a hit, right? Our raw right now is 231. So let's do 231 times, we actually need this as our final number, right? So, oh, it doesn't do sharpness. Okay. So I think it's actually 35 divided by 231. Oh, it's 15. Yeah, so we're doing a 15% motion value with that. So you're adding 6 for the power files. On top of that, Gore Magala's head hit zone is 65. So adding 30 raw over like 20 damage of element is going to go a lot further for Switch Axe. Just because if we're doing... I forgot this also doesn't take account for the training dummies, like hit zones itself. But I think this is 100. I'm not too sure. But yeah, I did calculations for all of these monsters, plugging in my current set's damage and the damage of the best possible elemental weapons. And across the board, my set right now, my current set, just out damages all of the elemental variants, which is kind of depressing. Yeah, elemental Switch Axe just isn't a thing. It gets kind of close with... I think it was Uth Duna, because he's got 25s for lightning, but also you're hitting the Veil, which doesn't deal damage the same. So it's not actually that close as it seems. Yeah. Arkvel has some 30s for dragons, but specifically if he is wounded, you get up to a 38 for dragon. But there's not always wounds up there. And also the hit zone for swords is 70. So it's like, what's even the point? Yeah. Just use raw. Yeah. Anyways, here's all of the moves for Switch Axe. That one funny combo that I was showing you yesterday, the overload slash, or not the overload slash, sorry. I say it at the bottom, full release slash, right? The full release slash does 45 and then 70, plus 3 hits of 10 and then 3 hits of 20. Which is fucking insanity. It's crazy. And then plus the extra 6% for each of these hits. So this is actually 3 hits of 16 and 3 hits of 26 for power file. There's just no beating that in terms of elemental combos. Because your elemental combo, I'm pretty sure you want to switch, do a double axe strike, and then right click, So you switch, and then when you right click, you get the triple slash, and then you switch back, do an axe hit, switch back, and then do a right click. This is like the most hits per second you can do. And it still doesn't out DPS the funny combo, the full release discharge, which is kind of depressing. In the other games I really liked Elemental Switch Axe. I thought it was a really cool, like, fun way to play the game. It's just not as good in Wilds, unfortunately. I think the reason for that is because in base world, there was a lot of monsters with like 30% hit zones, which there's none of that in Wilds. I think the only 30%, let me actually reopen one of those tabs, is actually on the Chotacabra. Nah, it's just weak points. Yeah, his tongue has a 25, and this is like the highest one in the game, where you have an 85 for switch axe, or for blades, right? So, oh my god, a 90 for guns. That's messed up. But yeah, the elemental hit zone on like literally the highest hit zone in the game is 25. So like, what's the point? Yeah. If this changes, I'll make an update video about that, but as of right now, don't even worry about element. Just make your Arshan weapons full status weapons for switch axe. Because if you put 3 paralysis, 3 poison, 3 blast, 3 sleep, it still comes out as a power file, and you're just maximizing your status element. But yeah, that's it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed me rambling about elemental damage and like if you should use it or not. What the dog doing? Like, why did he run? But yeah, if you'd like to see any other videos, just hit me up, leave me a comment. I'll make whatever you guys are interested in terms of like switch axe content. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I hope you guys check out the stream sometimes. Bye-bye!